Right now, the Capitol Square feels like summer again as the Dane County Farmers Market opens for the season. Also in a News 3 Now exclusive, the family of the UW track athlete who died by suicide last year speaks out about raising awareness and prevention. Plus, police and community members honor the lives of the 2 Wisconsin police officers shot and killed in the line of duty. Welcome to News 3 Now. Good evening, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Arman Rahman. The UW-Madison community gathered on campus today for the annual Out of the Darkness Walk for suicide prevention. But this year, the walk was a special one. League turnout to Braden Ross with more. This week marks 1 year since the UW-Madison track star Sarah Schultz ended her own life. Now, for the first time, her family is ready to share her story with the world in hopes of making change.
Sarah was sweet, funny.
Sarah Schultz was a star student athlete.
She was always up for a good time.
Passionate about politics and making the world a better place.
Super adventurous.
Yeah.
She loved to travel.
But she, like many, struggled in silence.
I don't think we ever realized how much pressure that was on her.
1 year ago, Sarah died by suicide. She was 21 years old.
We were a mess. And there's no way we thought we would probably it'd be possible to even be here and talk about it.
But now her family is ready to share her memory with the world.
I think there's power in telling Sarah's story. Hopefully, in sharing our family's story, it will empower people to have deeper conversations within their own family.
1 year after her passing, they're back in Madison, sponsoring the Out of the Darkness campus walk for suicide prevention.
When we found out about it, it just sort of felt like, being that it was on the 1 year anniversary of Sarah's death, that it meant even more for us to be here and to support it.
We're incredibly grateful that her family wants to use that loss to bring awareness to the topic and support the community that Sarah was a part of.
After her death, Sarah's parents, Bridget and Scott, started the Sarah Schultz Foundation, pushing for better mental health resources, especially for student athletes.
It needs to be recognized that their mental health needs to be taken care of just as much as their physical health.
They say working for change has helped them find meaning in their tragedy.
So many people have reached out to us and helped us that for us to be able now to try and maybe help some other people is just, that provides healing in itself. So.
Yeah.
And if you or someone you know is struggling with mental health, you can call the 988 crisis hotline for help.
Braden, thank you. The large wildfire that burned more than 3,000 acres of land on the border of Fort McCoy is now fully contained. Army officials say they've begun cleanup today while still looking for and putting out any hot spots. Monroe County residents were forced to evacuate temporarily after the fire broke out Wednesday. The cause is unknown, but officials say a prescribed burn was done on the same day. Well, let's head outside to Julian Seawright, who may not be enjoying the patio so much tomorrow because there is a cool down and an alert day headed our way soon, Julian?
That's right, Armand, but at least I can enjoy the patio today because the birds are singing on top of it. Sunshine, and it feels amazing outside as we're getting into our Saturday evening. But the change is just around the corner, so let's get right into an alert day in the forecast for late season snowfall that could be significant for some areas. We're looking at 2 to 6 inches of accumulation to be possible, mainly going to be on some grassy areas because remember, folks, we do have roadways that are going to be rather warm once the snow starts. But once we see that cold air sweeping its way throughout much of southern Wisconsin, we could see some of that heavy wet snow really start to pile up rather quickly as we get into our Sunday night, mainly into our Monday morning. But for southern Wisconsin, mainly north and west of Madison, is where we're going to be seeing some of the biggest gainers in terms of snow accumulations as we get into that timeline. But as of right now, here's what our winter weather bulletins are like. From Iowa County and west and north is where we have a winter storm watch in effect from Sunday nights 7 p.m. until Monday morning at 10 a.m. Our friends to the south have a freeze watch in effect, which is going to be for the same timeline from Sunday evening until 10 a.m. going into our Monday. Now we did see a couple of showers and some isolated thunderstorms earlier today, but those have pretty much broken as we get into the rest of our afternoon. But we are looking for a chance of seeing a bit more of that in the next coming hours. We'll break that timing down of some more thunderstorms and rain on the way, and also give us a bigger look at what we're seeing for snowfall totals in a few moments. Until then, back to you, Armand.
Thanks, Julian. In Cameron, Wisconsin today, hundreds gathered to honor the lives of the 2 police officers killed in the line of duty last week. 23-year-old Hunter Scheel was from Cameron and officials say was the first officer killed in the line of duty in the village's history. 32-year-old Emily Breidenbach was from Chetek. The 2 were killed when the traffic stop they were conducting last Saturday resulted in a shootout. At the funeral, Scheel's family described his joy for helping others, while the Chetek police chief talked of Breidenbach's love for the department's therapy dog. Authorities in Belleville peacefully arrested a woman at a downtown bar this morning after an hours-long standoff. According to the Dane County Sheriff's Office, deputies received a call around 2 a.m. for a domestic incident, but arrived to only find one of the people involved. They then received another call for an armed woman who barricaded herself inside the Dam Bar on East Main Street. Over the course of negotiations, she fired 6 gunshots. Around 10:15 a.m., she was taken into custody without injury to herself or others.
We had inserted our robots into the building and to do the negotiations, but we don't have that level of detail to know at that time where they're all fired.
The deputy sheriff confirmed the woman was one of the people involved in the earlier domestic incident and that there is no danger to the public. Tenants living above the bar had to evacuate, but were allowed back in once deputies cleared the scene. Authorities say a 67-year-old man from Montello has died today after crashing his motorcycle into a tree in Marquette County Wednesday. According to the sheriff's office, the 67-year-old Michael Carlson was not wearing a helmet riding on County Highway C in the town of McCann when he lost control going around a curve and collided with a tree Wednesday afternoon. He was taken to UW Hospital for life-threatening injuries and died there today. The crash remains under investigation. Hospital staffing across Wisconsin is not only still in a crisis, it's getting worse. A new report from the Wisconsin Hospital Association finds staffing vacancies doubled in 2022 and staffing issues that have only worsened since the pandemic.
The impact can be longer waits in emergency departments, especially if you need to be admitted to the hospital, because we can have as many physical beds as possible, but if there's no staff to care for that patient in the bed, if we have a physician but there's no certified medical assistant in that exam room, that's going to slow down care.
This is also impacting post-acute care, such as in nursing homes. We get deeper into the problem and its solutions this Sunday on For the Record at 10:30. Military and intelligence experts are still assessing the fallout from a major leak of Pentagon secrets. Jack Teixeira was charged Friday in Boston. The Massachusetts Air National Guardsman is accused of removing and holding on to national defense information that was posted on social media. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides has more from Miami.
The 21-year-old Air National Guardsman, suspected of a major U.S. intelligence leak, remains behind bars with a detention hearing set for Wednesday. Jack Teixeira faced a judge in Boston for the first time Friday. He was charged with 2 counts under the Espionage Act for allegedly taking and transmitting classified documents.
I've instructed the department to make sure that they get to the root of why he had access in the first place, number one, and number two, to focus extensively on the extent to which it all occurred. And that's going on right now.
Teixeira's arrest by heavily armed federal agents outside his mother's home Thursday followed a security breach that exposed U.S. assessments on Russia's war in Ukraine and other tightly held secrets.
This is not just about taking home documents. That is, of course, itself illegal. But this is about the transmission. Both the unlawful retention and the transmission of the documents.
Federal prosecutors said in a court filing that Teixeira's work involved supporting cyber defense operations, raising questions about his access to highly classified information.
I cannot think of a compelling reason, and I assume Secretary Austin and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Milley are probably asking those same questions.
Authorities say Teixeira posted the materials in a private chat on Discord, a social media site popular with gamers. The documents were apparently there for months and circulated online before investigators discovered the leak. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
If convicted, Texera could face up to 15 years in prison, while the leak has brought new attention to Pentagon security clearances. Well, still to come on News 3 now at 6. It's a summer vibe around the Capitol as the Dane County Farmers Market returns. We'll take you there after the break.
Spring savings are in full swing and everything is on sale at Ashley. Sofas start at $6 a month. Dining sets at $8 a month. Bedroom sets at $13 per month. Plus special financing options for any budget and free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Ashley.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Arby's, 2 for $7 every day. Yee, classic beef and cheddar hog. 2 of those things for just $7. Arby's, we have the meat.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
The Buy Like a Builder event is going on now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. For a limited time, get home builder pricing on the largest selection of name brand appliances in all of Wisconsin. Plus free delivery in 3 days or less. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashland.
You're watching News 3 now at 6.
In more local news, if you tried to drive downtown this morning, you may have noticed quite a bit of traffic, but it's all for a good reason, as the Dane County Farmers Market has returned to Capitol Square for the season. Saturdays on the Square, a Madison staple, returned this morning with dozens of new vendors. Visitors could find a variety of products, including bakery goods, fruits and vegetables, fresh plants, flowers, meat, cheese, and a whole lot more. One vendor says today's turnout was the most he's seen in his entire career.
It was probably the hectiest or the busiest market of my entire market career. We had, I have a sheep gouda called St. Dorian, which was sold out by 9:30, which has never happened in the past. Not that it's not a good cheese, but people were just coming and buying. They were not coming and window shopping and then disappearing and just trying samples. They were actually buying.
Well, Saturdays on the Square will be open until November 11th, at which point the farmers market will move into the Garver feed mill during the winter months. If you'd like to check out the farmers market for yourself, you can visit the vendors at Capitol Square each Saturday from 6:15 in the morning till 1:45 in the afternoon. But it's best to go early, as those goods sell out fast. Another reminder, remember to bring cash and good walking shoes so you're able to spend time walking around the square to see what all those vendors have to offer. Later on tonight at 10, hear how today's visitors feel about the return of Saturdays on the Square. Well, they may not like it soon. We have our own rain and thunderstorms on the way. Julian has more on an alert day next.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
This is how legends are made. Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or current Chevy owners get $3,750 total cash allowance on all 2023 Silverado pickups with a turbo high-output engine. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin lottery winners are everywhere in Wisconsin. Some win a little, some win a lot. Some play every day, and some win on their very first try. But no matter who they are or how they play, Wisconsin lottery players have been awarded $9.7 billion in prizes since 1988. From Spring Green to Shawano, Harmony to Hudson, you'll find winners everywhere in Wisconsin.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Residents in Fort Lauderdale, Florida are working to get back to normal after several days of chaotic flooding and widespread damage. More than 2 feet of rain fell over a 24-hour period this week in Fort Lauderdale, according to the National Weather Service. It was one of the areas most affected by those floods. On Friday, Fort Lauderdale residents were out of emergency shelters to survey the devastation.
All of our units are like an ocean. Like, I'm going to see what I can salvage, what I can pick up.
I have my 90-year-old uncle I'm taking care of in the house. Can't get out. I go see after my neighbor who's 86. She's supposed to go to the doctor. I can't take her to the doctors, and it's just horrible.
Today, the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport North Runway reopened with limited daytime operations. Now all eyes are on another storm system that will bring more rain and potential severe weather across the southeast on Sunday.
And speaking of those storm systems, we're going to talk about one that's going to be impacting us as we get into the upper Midwest. Now, it's not just going to be thunderstorms heading into the back end of this weekend. That's what we're going to be dealing with for today. But for tomorrow, that's right, folks, we have more winter weather on the horizon for us. We're going to be looking at potentially seeing accumulations of 2 to 6 inches. In some areas could see even more, exceeding around 8, potentially even double digits for some areas, especially to the further northwest of Madison, or from Madison. So much of southern Wisconsin is going to be keeping their eyes on some wintry weather coming in from our Sunday evening, Sunday night, going into our Monday morning. So make sure you're planning ahead, because we could have a pretty hectic Monday morning commute as we get into the next couple of days. Now, as we take a look at what we're seeing now, again, it's a bit of a lot for this weekend. We have marginal risk throughout much of all of southern Wisconsin for seeing any kind of storms that could be strong or even severe. Now, much of this afternoon has been rather quiet. We did have some cloud cover roll its way through Dane County, and we had even a severe thunderstorm warning just outside of Dodge County. But as of right now, we're rather calm. But we're looking for it to start to develop over the next about 3 hours or so, where we're going to start to see a bit more of those showers and storms moving its way through. Now, heading into Sunday, still dealing with showers, temperatures starting to cool down. And as we get into Sunday night, we're looking at that rain to transition into snowfall that's going to carry into our Monday morning and not really clear out until we get into our Monday afternoon. So how much snow are we really going to be watching for? Well, around Dane County, areas to the south and west, could be between 3 to 6 inches of snow. Now, the tricky part about this is that we've been dealing with temperatures into the 80s. So the roadways themselves and the atmosphere itself is still rather warm. But how quickly we can see those temperatures really fall for us by the time we get into our Monday morning is really going to factor in just how much snowfall is really going to accumulate. Outside of that, we're mainly going to be watching for grassy areas, the roadways, and for anything that's just like buildings that could be creating a bit more of that accumulation for us. But our friends to the northwest, we're going to be seeing those colder air, the colder air move in even faster. So between La Crosse, Viroqua, Camp Douglas, Black River Falls, and even further north, they could be seeing that 6 inches range, maybe even 6 to 8, or even 8 or even more in terms of snowfall going in from overnight Sunday heading into our Monday morning. Now, we are still going to be looking at a significant amount of rainfall, too, throughout much of southern Wisconsin. So we could be seeing 3/4 of rain, maybe an inch around Madison, and areas throughout the southwest and to the north could be seeing very similar types of ranges for all that rain. Now, to the further southwest, could be seeing a bit more of the heavier side of how much rain we're going to be looking at. But overall, we are still seeing quite a bit of drinkable water as we get into what we're going to be expecting in terms of the rain. So our 3 things we'll need to know. We are still looking for thunderstorms for tonight that could be strong or even severe. The main threats will be high winds and some small hail. Not looking for them to be overly powerful storms, but heading into tomorrow, still dealing with some showers throughout our Sunday afternoon, but transitioning into snow. Once we get to Sunday night, again, could be around the 2 to 6 inches range. Could be even more for some areas, especially just north and west of Dane County. So here's a look at our 10-day forecast. We are plummeting our temperatures, folks. We were 70s today. We're going to be in the 40s tomorrow and then 30s for Monday. It has been a bit of a plummet, as we can really describe it in terms of temperatures. But again, just how cold we can sustain and last over that 24-hour period from Sunday night to Monday morning is really going to be the biggest factor of just exactly how much snow we will be seeing. However, though, Armand, it is going to be heavy and wet snowfall, so one way or another, it's going to be a bit of a mess for our Monday morning commute.
Mother Nature has to make up its mind. I was in my summer era, and now here we are.
Hey, I was in shorts and T-shirt earlier today. I was enjoying the sun, trying to get a little bit of color on me, but no, it just... Wisconsin loves to ebb and flow. It just loves to ebb and flow. So we're going to have to deal with this, but once we're done with this weekend, we are looking for a bit more consistency.
There we go. I like to see that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Julian. Still ahead, a day to honor a Badger through and through. More on honoring Howard Moore when we return with sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You know, some old cowboys said if you climb in a saddle, you best be ready for the ride. I think that old cowboy was talking about the Midwest Horse Fair coming to Madison, Wisconsin, April 14th through the 16th. You best saddle up for a little family time with hundreds of horses, English, Western, and a big old rodeo. Hundreds of shopping vendors, and fill your belly with some of the tastiest food in the Midwest. Get your tickets before they're gone. Visit MidwestHorseFair.com.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
Good news. This just in. Your Ford dealers have fresh shipments of their award-winning SUV lineup in stock and ready for you to drive home today. Get your hands on a new Ford, the #1 brand in SUV owner loyalty, including Bronco Sport with standard GOAT modes and Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And now, here's more good news. Choose FlexBuy on Explorer or Edge and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 FlexBuy cash.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Morgan Murphy Media's Madison area affiliates are expanding our community outreach efforts to attract a more diverse pool of candidates to fill current and future job vacancies. Your local organization is encouraged to assist in this effort by referring qualified applicants. If you wish to be notified of employment opportunities at Morgan Murphy Media, please contact the Director of Human Resources in writing or via email, or check current job listings by logging on to channel3000.com/jobs.
News 3 Now is taking action to find and deliver the news stories that matter where you live.
Taking action to uncover the truth, getting answers, and finding solutions that can make an impact in your life and our community where we all live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
What started as a weekend to celebrate 125 years of Wisconsin basketball quickly turned into an inaugural fundraiser to honor and support one of their own, Howard Moore. Moore, who both played and coached at UW, was involved in a tragic car accident with his family back in 2019, where his wife and daughter eventually passed away from their injuries. Moore and his son did survive, but it has been a battle for the last 4 years. While recovering, Moore suffered a heart attack and is now seriously disabled. So when the call to action came to raise money for him and his son, it was a no-brainer for so many.
He's always been a constant in my life, so any way where I can support him and his foundation and his way of raising money to benefit him, I was going to be a part of it.
Just another sign of the family that's been created with Wisconsin basketball from decades ago to now and into the future.
The power of the W while you're here wearing the jersey, and it amplifies 100 times after you leave. And I think this is another great example of, this university and this basketball program really reaching back in a true life tragedy to help one of their own.
Former coaches, players, family, and friends came in from all over the country, showing up and showing out for a man who has touched their lives in so many ways, simply just doing more for 34.
When I think about Howard, I think about his presence, his laughter, his smile, his engagement, his genuine engagement with people. He was just the kind of person I think you aspire to be like. And you see the example he sets just in his interactions and how he communicated with people. It was always so joyful.
He's been my biggest fan. I've been his biggest fan. He's been criticizing me at some point during my career about some basketball stuff, and I didn't take it personal because it came from Howard. And, our relationship is one that will never be broken.
The money raised will go toward Moore's medical and rehabilitation expenses, as well as provide financial stability for his son. USA taking on Czechia in the Women's World Championship semifinals, and it's all Badgers. Hillary Knight scores not once, but twice, and that's in a matter of a minute. Abby Rock and KK Harvey also net a goal apiece. Harvey finishes with 4 points. Knight had 3 and Rock with 2. The U.S. wins 9-1, and they are gold medal game bound.
Well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, weather's good for hockey too, isn't it?
It's a little bit of a seesaw. But taking a look at our 10-day forecast, starting with the 7 days. We have an alert day from Sunday night going into our Monday, folks, because we are going to be seeing some hockey-like weather for us. That's right. Cold temperatures and snow that could accumulate between 2 to 6 inches for much of southern Wisconsin. Some areas, especially north and west of Dane County, could see even more. Now, we are going to be looking for that Monday morning commute to be a bit of a headache, so make sure you're planning ahead while you're enjoying the wonderful weather we have for our Saturday as of right now. Until then, well, the rest of the week is going to be on the cooler side, more spring-like temperatures into the upper 50s, plenty of opportunities for showers, some isolated thunderstorms, and then heading into next week, cooling down a bit more, but at least we're not dealing with snow as of right now in our forecast for our Saturday and Sunday of next week, so we just got to get past the next couple of days.
There we go. We can do it. I believe in us.
We can do it.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight at 10 o'clock.